You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet Malhotra. Asserting that the country is seeking a change, the Congress today said that the party's Lok Sabha election manifesto would focus on ensuring justice to people based on 5 Nyay pillars and claimed that the BJP's guarantees would meet the same fate as the India Shining slogan of 2004. The Congress Working Committee, the party's top decision-making body, discussed the party's manifesto for Lok Sabha polls for over 3 hours and decided to reach out to every household with its 5 Nyay guarantees for the youth, women, workers, farmers and the marginalized sections of our country. Sources also say that the manifesto includes the promise of implementing the old pension scheme across the country and a law to ensure the independence of constitutional institutions and stop the misuse of agencies. Senior leader Jairam Ramesh also has been talking about the 5 Nyay Patra in all his addresses lately. Before we jump into this decision, I beg your pardon, discussion, let's quickly listen in.
तो प्राथमिकताएं हैं जो किसान को लेकर, महिलाओं को लेकर, युवाओं को लेकर, हिस्सेदारी न्याय को लेकर, ये 5 न्याय एजेंडा जो है ना, ये सिर्फ कांग्रेस पार्टी की एजेंडा नहीं है, ये इंडिया का गठबंधन की भी एजेंडा है। हमारे कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष और राहुल जी ने पिछले 63 दिनों में 5 न्याय को लेकर 25 गारंटियों की घोषणा की है।
All right, China NC BJP spokesperson with us on the program, Ikram Sandhu. Congress spokesperson also joins us on the show. Piyush Pant, senior journalist, is here with us as well. Mr. Vineet Goenka, political analyst on the program as well. Last but by no means the least, Dr. Sunny Dhiman, young Congress leader and a policy scholar with me in the studio to my right, is also joining us on the program. Dr. Sunny, I'll begin with you. The promises that have been made in the manifesto, they seem very familiar to what the BJP has also been promising, in terms of giving more importance and credence and benefits to women, children and the youth. This is exactly what the BJP has also promised. Apart from that, the agency bit, in which the opposition has been time and again complaining that the agencies are misused. The BJP alleges that the agencies were also misused when the Congress was in charge. So how is it any different from what the BJP is proposing, and what kind of analytical data do you think is going to help the Congress party in actually bringing down the BJP through numbers and not rhetoric alone?
Yeah, so great approach, but I'll begin with by saying that there's a difference between Kathni and Karni. So Prime Minister Modi led BJP government in the last 10 years. They have promised several things, but you can see that we are to 2 crore jobs, where are MSP, where is the Swaminathan formula?
But let me tell you one thing, the problem of unemployment may never be solved in a country which has a population of 1.4 billion. So are you saying that if they promised 2 crore jobs and they're able to give 50 lakhs, that is something which is not right?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's a difference between Karni and Kathni, that you have promised something and you haven't delivered anything.
But that's what politics is all about, right?
No. Politics is not that simple. Okay. What Congress is proposing, for instance, I'm a first generation learner. I was a carpenter from a carpenter caste, but I'm sitting in front of you calling myself as Dr. Sunny Dhiman. It is because of the Congress policy that I can speak in English, fluent English in front of you, because of the Congress policy. And that's why the Congress party is proposing that there will be a hissedari. There should be a head count of every marginalized community in this country. When you can count cows in this country, why can't you count OBCs? Because I belong to OBC community. Prime Minister Modi belongs to so-called OBC community. Why he's afraid of ensuring that there will be a national census based on caste? And second is like Yuva Nyay Yojana, where Congress party is proposing that there will be a entrepreneurial model, that you will get a chance to work with the field. They are not saying that you will work with the government, but you will work with the companies wherever you want to work. For 1 year, you will get a hand-on experience. And third is Kisan Nyay, where Modi couldn't deliver his promise, but now Congress party is saying that we will ensure that MSP will be implemented without hampering the economic growth of India. And the fourth one is Nari Nyay, the 50% of population of India.
Why didn't the Congress do it when they were in power?
Congress is doing wherever it is in power.
No, they were in power
No, there is no
also,
difference.
this is also a state subject, right, to some extent?
My friend, Congress is not BJP. Whatever we have promised, we have delivered. See Himachal Pradesh, see Telangana, see Karnataka. And we have done it despite the fact, because the ED, the electoral bonds, everything, we are able to do this. We are asking the Aam Aadmi of this country, please trust those who have built this nation once again, and you will see what we have done, we will do it again.
Okay, Shaina, how do you respond to that? And Dr. Dhiman, also let me remind you that the electoral bonds are being criticized, but the fact of the matter is that a number of opposition parties have accepted donations through this mode as well. 1,600 crores for the Congress party and about the same amount for the Trinamool Congress as well. Shaina, how do you respond to this?
I'll respond to this.
One second, let us respond to what you have said, then we'll come back to you. Shaina, go ahead.
So when any political party gets donations, that is fine. Moment the Bharatiya Janata Party gets any electoral donations which is in the legit form, then it is a big, huge question. Now I want to say this is not a 5 Nyay guarantee. This is a 5 Anyay guarantee. Modi ji ki jo guarantee hai, we have all seen because it's trial tested, delivered. The Congress, unfortunately, all through their manifestos, year after year and decade after decade, have only talked about freebies, subsidies, SOPs. I want to say that this long-standing loan waiver that they're talking about for farmers, do they realize that through Pradhan Mantri's schemes, 6,000 rupees has been deposited in all the farmers' bank accounts? They talk about Nari ke liye Nyay. मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ कि which Nari has got anything more than what Prime Minister Modi has given, be it better homes, be it due to Awas Yojana, pakke ghar, शौचालय दिए गए हैं. Look at the kind of facilities for women through Mudra banking, Ujjwala scheme. These have all impacted lives, not just health-wise, but also in terms of just empowering each one. They talk about forests. I want to say, what is this scheme that they are trying to highlight where they say in 1 year they will resolve cases? All habitations that have been a part of the past have been notified, and we have been here only to stand for people, be it social, economic, or for that matter, for all those who are dividing India on the basis of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC. All the Congress party has done in the past is reserve vote banks and play vote bank politics. So I want to say that this is not 5 Nyay, this is 5 Anyay. And this manifesto the public has seen through, the public has already decided to have a referendum for Honorable Prime Minister, and we will continue to work in that direction.
Okay, all right. Ikram Sandhu, Congress spokesperson, it's already pre-decided, it's predetermined, it's destined rather, it seems, that the third term for the Bharatiya Janata Party, the NDA, is upon us. What is it that the Congress can do, despite the manifesto guarantees, to in fact make some kind of a dent when it comes to the numbers the BJP is aspiring to get?
Puneetji, you are a very senior journalist, but I'll still warn you. BJP has hubris. Don't follow their hubris, because hubris has a very bad habit of coming back and biting you. The Titanic could never sink. It sank on its first voyage. So don't presuppose what the people of this country will be thinking. Let them vote. And on 4th June, we'll come to know whether Mr. Modi gets a third term or not.
We'll be here.
Yes.
So will you be?
Yes, I'll be here. I'll be there with you. And now coming to your question. Can you please repeat your question?
Well, what I'm saying is that, it's already premeditated, it's predestined that the Bharatiya Janata Party may come back or may not come back according to you. But the fact of the matter is, your manifesto that has come out today, what kind of a dent will it make on this overall feeling, this aura that is upon the country that the Bharatiya Janata Party is going to come back?
The aura is on the media, the aura is on the BJP echo chambers, the aura is not there on the people. The people of India are very clear, they've always been very clear. They understand what they want, and they see to it that who is it that can deliver it to them. talking about jobs, you gave a data that 2 crore jobs were promised and 50 lakh jobs were given. No, sir, you're totally wrong. I'll just take an example of manufacturing.
I never said that, Mr. Sandhu. You
You
were not listening to
rhetoric-
you were not
you had a
listening to me.
rhetoric
Hold on,
that,
hold on,
okay.
hold on. Please let me clarify. Don't target me. I'm just the moderator here. You're targeting me.
Yes.
There are people from BJP here whom you can address and pick up a fight with. What I said in
No, I'm
in
not
a country
picking up
like
the fight, I'm just-
hold on. Now, since you have put an allegation, let me clarify, please. I said in a country of 1.4 billion, if somebody is guaranteeing 2 crore jobs, there is a probability that you might not even get 50 lakh jobs. That's because of the sheer number of the population. That's what I meant. You are putting my statement out of context, but I do not
No,
want
I'm
to be
not.
a part of this debate like a panelist.
Vineet,
I'm just
can
here
I
to
just
moderate.
come in?
Yeah,
Now
quickly,
let me
Shaina.
answer that.
Vineet, just a
China
quick
ji, I
rebuttal.
did not interrupt.
Okay,
You know,
let
they
him
talk
finish.
about
Shaina, let him finish. I'll come back to you after this. Shaina, 1 second. Mr. Sandhu, go on.
The last year CMI data said that only 96 lakh jobs have been created in India since 2014 in all sectors. So you are talking about 9 lakh jobs at the most per year when the promise was 2 crores. So a success rate of around 4.5-5%. If we want to clap on that, then it's our sweet will. Manufacturing. In 2014, 5.1 crore people were employed in the manufacturing sector. Last year, that number was down to 3.6 crores because of GST and because of COVID. And before that, the biggest reason is what they did in demonetization. The SME sector completely collapsed. So 1.5 crore jobs came out, was sucked out, the life was sucked out of the manufacturing sector. That is what Mr. Modi has done on the jobs. And we are guaranteeing the youth that we will be giving you apprenticeship. Anybody who's a graduate or a diploma holder, he will be getting an earning of 1 lakh rupee per year for 1 year so that he can learn work and he can start working on it. We are talking about filling 30 lakh government vacancies, which have not been filled for the last 7 years. They will be filled, and 50% of that is 15 lakh, will be given to the women of this country.
Okay.
That is what we are talking about. MSP loan waiver. You can waive off for 14.5 lakh crore of corporate loans. You can bring down the tax structure so that their liability to pay tax from 32% comes down to 22%. That you can do, but you cannot waive off 11 lakh crore of farmer loan. You cannot give them MSP. That is what the Congress will give. And this is what the people of India listen. This is what the people of India want. And this is what the people of India will get when Congress and India comes to power.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Mr. Goenka, well, Mr. Sandhu seems to be having a grip on the numbers that he's given. Obviously, jobs has been an issue, unemployment has been an issue. How would you address this? The opposition has time and again said that what was said perhaps in 2014 or in a run-up to 2014 and then a follow-up in 2019 related to jobs and development has not fructified for the people on the ground.
Mr. Malhotra, Ram to you, Ram to all my co-panelists and all the viewers who are watching me right now. Mr. Sandhu should read little bit. Now, if he just reads, then he'll find out that in December 2023, just 3 months back, total number of new registration, net registration in EPFO, Provident Fund, crossed 1 million, 10 lakh. People participate and subscribe to EPF only when they're part of an organized industry, not if they are in informal industry. Number two, they do that only when they get jobs, not because they're a member of one particular party. So, sir, correct yourself. A. B. The number of kilometers of the road been built in the last 10 years. You will not be able to count the number of 1,000 kilometers which has been built. The rail which has been built, the electrification of railway, the toll has been built. It requires hands, sir. They can't be built by Italian labor. It has to be done by Bharatiya labor. So if you see the number of toilet which was built was more than 10 crore. If it takes even 8 days to build a toilet, it means 80 crore men days were employed purely to build toilets for the sisters of this country. Now let me also remind you one more thing, sir. You are going with Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. Good, you should go there. But let me remind you, this is the same Kejriwal who said Rajiv Gandhi is the reason behind Sikhs being massacred in 1984. So he passed a resolution in Delhi Assembly to ask to remove the Bharat Ratna from his tax. So they wanted the Bharat Ratna to be removed from the tax. Now you are signing up with a party which is dead against you. They came in power against you by speaking against Mrs. Sheila Dikshit. Also, let me remind you one more thing, Mr. Sandhu. Rajiv Gandhi said that when he sends 1 rupee, only 15 paisa reaches to the beneficiary. He admitted that there is an 85% leakage in the system of Congress. Whereas today, if you see in direct benefit transfer, if 1 rupee is transferred, the 1 rupee reaches to the beneficiary without a single middleman coming in picture. All the thousands, lakhs, and the crore women today thank Modi ji for one more thing. Rajiv Gandhi overturned the Supreme Court's judgment in Shah Banu case, insulted the women. Whereas Modi ji got a law for triple back and give justice to the Muslim women. Let me give you one more example.
Quickly,
Rajiv
Mr. Goenka, quickly.
Rahul Gandhi's entitlement is just because they come from a family, a dynasty, whereas on the other side there is merits liked by the people.
Merit of
And the
ancestors.
last point, sir, you insult Sanatan, you try to divide Sanatan into caste, we will not tolerate this. We will stand with the person who stood with Ram. You called Ram as to be fictitious, we will give you a fictitious reply by giving you fictitious hopes that you will win at least 20-25 seats. I would suggest to you that you should correct yourself.
Okay, all right. Let's get a response from Mr. Piyush Pant. He's been listening to everyone. He's been listening to everyone very patiently. Mr. Pant, what do you think is going to triumph? Real development or just the idea of development?
Well, theoretically, the real development should triumph, but it depends.
So what does that mean? Will the BJP triumph?
No, this is electorate for the electorate to decide it, and they will be deciding in, say, after a stretch of 2.5 months. What really they want. Theoretically, I am saying yes. If there is development and if people feel that there is enough development, they will go for the BJP. But if they think that the development is not what was promised, they might reject the BJP. Because people.
But why didn't they do so in 2019?
No, 19 it was different. 2019 was different. It was the first term of Narendra Modi, and people were convinced and they wanted to give him another term.
Okay.
But now, now things are different. There is a lot of anti-incumbency. Many projects have not been.
Can I come in?
Yeah. Right after this.
And the number of unemployed youth, that is increasing. They are not getting any.
10 lakh log APO में आ गए,
They are
sir.
not getting any job. No, that is a false.
Okay, let him finish. Let him finish. He waited for everyone to speak. Please, let's show him some courtesy. Let him finish.
So the scene is different now. And 10 years governance, it does have a sort of an element of anti-incumbency.
Okay, all right. I get the crux of, I get the gist of what you're saying, Shaina. The reaction from you, and then we go to Dr. Dhiman.
We need, just very briefly, this is the first time in the history of India, you don't have anti-incumbency, you have pro-incumbency. And why? I'll give you a small example. I was in Uttarakhand recently, 2,000 feet above ground, where I went to a home of a poor villager who was no longer poor. The villager said, कि मुझे आयुष्मान भारत में कैटरैक्ट के हॉस्पिटल्स मेरे जो आंख है वहां दोनों मोतीबूंद के जो ऑपरेशंस है he had his cataract done. He had a house which was pakka with the fact that there was a shauchalaya for his wife not to go out, the connectivity of a road, infrastructure projects, and you know what? He could actually go on an aeroplane from Dehradun because of the airport facility to meet his child in Delhi.
Wow.
Having said that, it's not just about infrastructure, rural or urban. It is about all gamuts of health coexisting with infrastructure. You talk about giving people health facilities. Wherever have you given 5 lakh to any person for health care in our country? You talk about a minimum wage. We've been, hello sir, please hold your horses and hold your smiles, because on 4th of June we will be smiling because aapki naiya to doob chuki hai.
Ma'am, I don't spread hate.
Nothing but just
I'm not from your party. You spread hate.
Let her finish. I'm coming to you after this.
The Labharthis of this country that have benefited when
Yeah,
Rajiv Gandhi was in
You are the
power,
first
we know
Labharthi,
that
madam.
every 1 rupee, not even 15
Okay.
paise reached the
Okay,
poor.
okay. Sunny,
For the
all
Bharatiya
right.
Janata Party, everyone is accountable and accountable to the last. You
All
have
right.
the most honest, hard-working Prime Minister the country, the world has ever seen.
Okay.
And we have put India on the international map, so Modi ki guarantee will work for a Viksit Bharat.
All right, Sunny, now it's time for you to respond, but also reflect upon the fact, Dr. Sunny, that how would you explain all the defections that have happened in the Congress party? What about the turncoats? What does that tell you? Obviously, there have been defections and turncoats in other parties as well, but Congress has seen the maximum amount of exodus from senior party members.
So before replying to your second part of the question, I need to respond to Ms. Shaina's argument where she is saying that electoral bond stuff. So it's basically quid pro quo because there is ED, there is a raid, and then you will give money to the account. So there is a chain of event, as Amit Shah used to say, chronology samajhiye, madam. So that was the chronology.
We don't need to do any of that, sir.
Madam, please.
The fact that nobody wants to donate to you is
we have all the media,
China,
we have all the channels, we have all the social media. You have captured all the space of this democracy.
One second.
You can allow this tiny guy.
Just stick to the agenda. Just stick to the point, all right? Let's hear the objective response from a young Congress leader.
I'm not just a Congress leader. I'm also a policy scholar. I can say
fair enough. No semantics.
Prime
just
Minister
respond to the
Modi's government has delivered something. I'm not saying that it's a government which hasn't delivered anything, which hasn't done anything for the poor. No, they have done. But the issue is they have done at the expense of something. Because they have given 1 rupee to the poor and given 2,000 rupees in the pockets of the filthy rich people. There is a problem which I face. There is a problem where I think, because in Congress government, we have this policy that we need to also maintain a system where the market economy can function. At the same time, we want the last person in this queue of democracy, they should also get something, because right now India's hunger index, you will say those hunger index are waste. It is only the Narendra Modi's index is right. We are way behind than Afghanistan also. Please see the statistics. And also in the GDP, we are far behind than our neighbor country, Bangladesh. We are far behind than Vietnam. So, of course, India has grown, but we as a youth of this country, we expected a lot from Narendra Modi.
Okay.
How can he say, no, I can deliver only
let Mr.
9 lakh
Goenka,
jobs,
we have a
no
paucity
2 crore
of,
jobs
we have a paucity of time. Mr. Goenka, you want to respond
You'll have to
to
give
what?
me some time too, Vaneet.
Yeah, I will. I'll come to you, Mr. Sandhu. I promise I'll come to you.
Mr. Malhotra, I heard Mr. Rahul
Well,
Gandhi.
he compared us to Bangladesh and Vietnam as well. But let me also tell you that, if you compare, you have to also compare the population of these countries as well.
Sir.
Okay, fine. That was my two cents. Let Mr. Goenka respond.
Any model you just pick,
Okay.
you will see Bangladesh has grown.
Let Mr. Goenka
far
respond.
ahead
Let
than
Mr.
India in
Goenka
last 10
respond.
years.
Let Mr. Goenka respond. Mr. Goenka, quickly, sir. 15 seconds.
I heard Rahul Gandhi ji speaking that he is against Shakti. I was taught in my school that somebody who was
The
against
shield of religion.
Shakti was, Mahishasur. So I really don't know who tutored him, who taught him, who wrote his speech.
Sir, please respond to my
those who are
argument.
opposite Shakti. And prove they are against Shakti.
Mr. Goenka, just respond to what he said as well.
I'm saying honestly, yes, Narendra Modi has delivered something. Now say what he hasn't delivered. Please say, if you can say. You are not a spokesperson.
Don't put words in his mouth. Let him respond, Sunny. Don't put words in his mouth. Let him respond.
Yeah. You are hackling like the roadside guy, sir. Please have a courage to listen. My upbringing does not permit me to hackle, so I'm not coming in between, sir. Please. So I'll tell you one simple thing. Please go out, sir. Go out of your ivory chamber. Travel in train. The number of kilometers of electrification, unparalleled. The Vande Mataram, which is connecting India, unparalleled. If you go to Delhi itself, rapid transport, unparalleled.
All right,
Metro,
understood.
unparalleled.
Let me also, as promised, Mr. Sandhu.
Finally, I'll tell you one more thing, sir.
Mr. Sandhu,
Ram
as
Mandir
promised.
was delivered and you opposed Ram.
You can please ask Mr. Vaneet.
Yeah, he's just wrapping. Mr. Sandhu, 15 seconds. We have a paucity of time as well. Mr. Sandhu, quickly, please.
Okay, so I'll just take 2 points here. Mr. Vaneet very sanctimoniously said I should read more. Mr. Vaneet, you should also read more. I believe you've never studied science in your life. How do you solve a problem in sciences?
You forget there are two Vineets on this panel. There are two Vineets here, Mr. Sandhu.
The political analyst Vaneet.
Okay.
When Rajiv Gandhi ji said only 15 paisa goes to the
You
power
are
of the
true,
people,
sir. I never heard science because
I heard you.
Let him finish, Mr. Goenka. Let him finish. Be a sport. Let him finish, please.
Yes, it was
But that science
in
which he's
the
talking about,
context
sir,
that yes, till the time you will not understand what the problem is, you will never come to the solution. So
Okay,
he said,
understood.
yes, this is a problem
Always
and we have to
Rahul
solve it.
All right,
Just
understood.
Give me
Last
20
10 seconds to Mr. Pant, and then we last 10 seconds to Mr. Pant. Mr. Pant, 10 seconds, and then we wrap up with China. All right, we have run out of time. Please, this is not going to lead us anywhere. Let others talk as well. We have to wrap up. We have to wrap up. 1 second. Mr. Sandhu, 1 second. Okay, all right, gentlemen. All right, fair enough. All right, Mr. Pant, 10 seconds. China, 10 seconds, and we wrap up. Mr. Pant.
Well, I think, everything is not very rosy. Of course.
But everything is also not so black and white also, right?
It's not black and white. I do agree. But there are certain shortcomings and certain promises which have not been fulfilled. And there are many economic pressures on the people. One thing was, of course, Modi has facilitated that 1 rupee should go to the people's pocket. But he is taking out 75 paisa from their pocket by putting GST on the essential items.
Understood.
So
Okay.
All
right. China, 10 seconds.
Don't misguide
10
people, sir.
seconds, China, 10 seconds. Yeah.
India has never seen a more charismatic leader than Prime Minister Modi. He has compartmentalized what earlier was vote bank politics into women of this country by giving them respect, youth of this country by giving them opportunity, not just in the organized sector, but even in the unorganized sector as entrepreneurs.
Okay.
We know that what he has done for the farmers and what he continues.
Whenever you say
All right.
women,
All right, China, we've run out of time.
always
Yeah.
remember
All right.
female wrestlers. Always remember female wrestlers whenever you
We've
say
run out of time, folks.
women.
We've completely run
We
out of
know
time.
that
We have to
female
take a break right now.
wrestlers of this country were
I would like to
crying.
thank all my guests for being a part of this, and I can assure you this is not the end of this debate.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.